check what I need to check, post what I need to post, remove what needs to be removed, and then I'm done. I'm still technically maintaining my fast from social media because I'm not just scrolling or I'm not just randomly doing stuff, or I'm not on there for a purpose. I'm just on there for entertainment. I'm removing the entertainment portion of it. And of course, when it comes to things like, coffee or um, fighting temptations, um, just, what are different ways that you're fighting temptations? We brought it up. Well, let me go back, reset the room. So the topic today is fighting temptations when you're fasting or other things. It doesn't have to just be fasting, but the ways that you're going about fighting temptations. So our topic today is fighting temptations. But Amber, you just Amber J, you back with us? Girl, I just gave you a whole new name. That is a whole hot mess. I don't know if you can hear me.
Probably not. If she don't answer right away, normally she's not on here.
Oh, okay. But yeah. So I'm gonna finish what I was saying. But well, I forgot where I left off at now. Y'all, Lord, today. Oh, anywho, social media. Those are ways that I stopped from that. And then Amber brought up that right now she is fasting from coffee, and she has actually the temptation of drinking coffee, and she doesn't normally drink it. Well, that's the funny thing because when I'm fasting, I literally try my best to say I'm gonna fast from coffee and go cold turkey. So the way I actually have to do it so I don't have coffee during my fasting time is I dwindle down on how much I'm gonna drink. So anybody that may know me knows I can do some coffee. Like me and coffee is friends, we is homies. Look, we have multiple conversations through the day. And a lot of times it's because I have one cup and I didn't reheated it about 5 times. But the point is, some kind of way, I'm drinking a lot of coffee during the day. Well, I slow that down. I might actually get a half a cup of coffee. Or if I do have one cup of coffee, I only have one for the day. And I intentionally finish it so I don't have something to continue to go back to. Because sometimes you can have these things and it's just to have the taste for it when you really don't even want the taste for it. You know, it's just there. So I'll intentionally just drink one, or I'll have a half a cup. I cheat a little bit. I'll have a half a cup and I may split that, half a cup in the morning. Maybe I have a half a cup, you know, later in the afternoon or that evening. Good morning, Miss Crystal. How are you today? Um, have a half a cup later. But I'm breaking the taste for it. I'm fighting that temptation to continue to have coffee all day long. Um, since I'm not huge on television, then I'll just kind of cut back on certain shows, or no shows. I just switch it. So it's always different things to fight the temptation or the taste for things when you don't have it. Now, having that same thing when it comes to um, fighting a temptation for anything else. Well, when Miss Tennille come back, we'll have her jump on that one.
I'm here. Go ahead.
Oh, hey girl.
Hey.
So okay, this actually kicked off because Amber brought up, she's fasting right now, and she was fighting the temptation of coffee, which just sparked the whole little thing in my head. A lot of people have to fight a temptation for something, whether it's during fasting or just literally fighting a temptation and not sure either how to or, you know, why they really need to do it. So I was bringing up the fact of how I fight my, you know, me, I can go through some coffee
Hmm.
sometime, and then when I'm fasting, I just cut it off for social media or whatever else. But what are some temptations that you fight, whether it's fasting or, you know, whatever?
You said what temptations that I fight just in general?
Yeah, even whether it's in fast, whether it's during fasting, because the original conversation started with fasting.
Oh, but we talking fast, and my biggest temptation is chocolate. Like I am the chocolate person, and I will schedule being able to eat chocolate in the fast because I want it, and I know I'm gonna want it. So I try to do my hours and schedule like right before. I'm that person that get up like 10 minutes, 20 minutes before the fast start, and run in there eat candy or food or whatever I'm gonna do before it starts, so that way I don't feel like I'm starving.
Oh, that's creative.
Yeah, I have a schedule around my schedule.
You have a schedule around your schedule.
Yeah, the schedule they give me, I schedule my eating before and after.
You know what? That makes sense. That makes. See, I never thought about scheduling around the schedule because I try to just cut it completely.
Yeah.
Like if I just don't do it at all, I won't be tempted to do it during.
Oh, I drink water. I'll do it. If I'm a fast, I drink water. But then again, I'm also taking medication, so I can't fast like that anyway. And so
Hmm.
I just don't fast that heavy.
Huh. See, when you school me something new. Now, I will never say that I'll fast from food because I do medication as well. But when it comes to some foods, I will add that. Like I won't. I think you remember that time. I won't have pasta
Mm.
during my entire fast. Listen, y'all, I love pasta. I eat pasta all day long if I could. Like that could be my meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snack in between, and midnight snack. I love pasta,
Mm.
so I would take that away because that right there is a huge sacrifice. Like that's really giving something up. Oh, hold on, my phone call. So with something like that, outside of fasting, um, do you feel like you can do the same thing if you have, you know, to fight a temptation and it's not pertaining to fasting? You can just kind of, if I do this way, can it still be the same?
Oh, honey, let's just get down to the grit.
Okay.
Um,
Oh,
if we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna talk about it. One of the things that I'm proud of myself, an area that I am proud of myself in, is that I can fast from sexual immorality. I've been abstinent
oh, she
for
went there, y'all.
I've been abstinent for 8 years. Is it nine? Is nine? What is it? Let's see. Hold on. Let me go back. Okay. Then people be thinking, oh no, you've been abstinent for
No,
you
wait,
know
8 was last year, so
years.
we're going at 9.
Yeah, I think it's nine. You've been abstinent for years. No, I listen. Everybody don't tell you their business when they fall. That's one of the things I'm not gonna just add it to your business for you to be trying to down me. That ain't gonna happen. No.
Facts.
So I've been abstaining since August of 2014. So yeah, it's been 9 years almost. It'll be 9 years in August. So yes, I'm good at this. I mean, sometimes you have those moments where you craving stuff, or you're almost close, and you got to back off, and you got to figure it out, and make other decisions, and you're like, nope, 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 nope. That would put me in the same predicament. And the same thing is leading me into this, and you're getting too close in those situations. Yep, those are the temptations. That's why I be like, don't touch me, because the way you
Yeah.
flame on when people start touching you, you gotta know. Cause no, I just want to tell my husband, hey.
Look, carry forth, sir. Carry forth.
See you soon.
See you soon. Listen, I get it. I get it. Now, I can honestly say, I don't, okay, that's weird. I don't really have the temptation or like that strong. I think I'm just weird like that. Like, I don't really care. Like, okay, if I
But
get
you've
it, I
been
get it.
married
If I
before.
don't, I
I've never
don't.
been married.
What, yeah, well,
I've
do
never had
does
that
that count,
consistency in the
man?
same house.
Me
Never.
neither. I'm sorry.
No, but
Okay,
I
wait.
mean, you've also lived with somebody that you was consistent with.
Well, okay, that's true.
So I've never had that where I was consistent with like actually living with somebody and sleeping in the same bed with them type of deal for years or a year or whatever. I've never had that. So for me, I'm like, listen, this
I get
family
it.
stuff, I want to see what consistency would be like. I want to be with my husband.
I get that. Okay, well that would make sense because I'm like, dang, I'm starting to wonder, am I just weird? Because um, like that's not, it's not a sacrifice for me. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. Like but I guess I get it. I think outside of fasting, um, my only other struggle would probably, do I have, yes, oh my goodness, shoe shopping.
Mm.
Is that bad?
Yeah. Yeah, for you? Yeah.
That's probably my only other one because listen
It
here.
ain't just shoes, it's clothes too.
Well, yeah, but shoes is number one. Clothes is definitely number two. I don't
Hmm.
like shopping unless it's not, well, in stores. I don't like shopping in stores for clothes either. But for shoes, I will store hop like people bar hop for shoes. Like I'm so serious. Like it's it's sad. At one point, I didn't have a place to put my shoes, but that would probably be one. Um, yeah, one temptation. Then some cute shoes, and a lot of them, especially if they on sale, and not doing it, not getting them. That's one that I would have to do a lot of praying and crying about. Oh, child. Even if I don't wear them, see, I think that's the part that make it bad. I'll buy them even if I don't wear them. Like, or I might wear them once and forget I got them because I got too many other ones. Y'all, what we talking about?
She
Oh,
Kelly and her shoes. Kelly got a shoe
yeah.
addiction.
What? Oh, look, I have an addiction. I have an addiction to ginger beer. Like, I
Yeah,
love
you
it.
and Brandon both?
I really, and I'm sorry because I introduced your son into it. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I didn't mean to. I was just thinking of alternatives to soda, you know. And I'm sorry that it
And
was a
now he looks
gateway.
like an alcoholic walking in the house with a 4 pack.
It was a gateway drug. Sorry. He is the alcoholic for the ginger beer.
The gingerbread, he come in with the 4 pack. I mean, they know
Listen.
downstairs. They tell him all the time, we got the beer back for you. I'm like, excuse me, ginger beer.
Good morning, Frank. Listen.
Hey,
Good. How are
Brian,
you?
let me tell y'all something. This thing right here is too funny. I gotta tell y'all. I've been up so long that I don't know what time of the day it is. So I know that I was supposed to be on here at 7:45 this morning, but sitting here talking, why do I feel like it's almost night?
Well, that's. Did you get any sleep?
No.
That would be you why. Know what? Your God baby should have stayed with you. You know what?
Uh,
Both of y'all do this thing where y'all
mhm.
think being up at night is cool, um, and it's not.
And probably why he trying to get me to go sleep with him. You see, he kept climbing up the land and trying to do his thing, but we fall asleep together. He wanted to stay with me.
because he was up at 3 o'clock. He went back to sleep at 6, but I had prayer at 6, so I had to stay up at 6, and I'm at work now.
Oh
Amen.
wow.
And I, how, I'm fasting, so like I smell food. I smell it. I smell
Mm.
coffee. I just, it's
You
everywhere,
don't need
and
no
ain't nobody
coffee no
cooking
way.
nothing. I know, right? I don't even need it. I don't even need it. I don't even
And it
need it.
depends on what the food is that you smell.
I smell like fruit.
Oh
You don't
yeah,
smell fruit.
yeah,
Who
yeah. I
smells fruit?
understand.
Like,
You
what is that?
and people that
Yeah,
bake.
yeah. Still some good old strawberries,
Well,
you know.
well, I should say you and anybody that's fasting. It seems like whenever we fast and we smell everything.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
You smell it, you start desiring it, you want it over here. You want. It's like, oh, we going to the store. Where we going? No, why are you going to a store? Like, I ain't going to nobody's store hungry. They even the old mothers tell you that. Don't go to the store hungry. Eat before you go, cause then you don't buy the stuff that you don't need while you there. So if you hungry and you know you fasting, why are you going in the store? You finna mess up. Somebody buying chips.
Okay, so here's one question. What time does your fast normally start? Like, when I'm fasting, especially during Ramadan, we fast from sun up to sundown, um, from everything. That's no food, no water, everything. So when we say no food, no water, no nothing, like you brushing your teeth, you do all of that before the sun come up. You are nothing is touching your lips after sun up. So what's normal uh, fasting time? I want to say this properly. So I know some people say 6 to 6. Like I know Amber said she was doing, what did you say, 6 to 1, 6 to 3, and then 6 to 6.
Yep, and then eventually, one of these months, it's gonna be like how you said, just absolutely nothing.
Mm. So is
Mm.
6 o'clock the normal set time?
Um, for me, it is just because I, I just would like to push myself past what I normally do. Um, so yeah, so that's kind of new for me.
Mm. Well,
Camille.
as for me and me, because I can't speak for me, so I won't say in this house. As for me, I our fasts are normally. It depends on which group I'm fasting with. Let's just be honest. I'm connected to a few of them, and because they all say sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, and be praying on next levels. Um, these people on the fast, and I'll be trying to keep up with the fast. But then these people on fast, and I'm like, wait, wait, wait. So I got to schedule a fast, and then I have to look and see which ones I can do. Like, can I participate with y'all halfway through? Because then this time I got to be free to be able to eat. At some point, I can't just be not eating at all. That just ain't gonna work. So I'm like, we don't want no hospital runs. So let's go through this and figure. If y'all doing from 6 to 12, then I'm gonna do 6 to 12 with y'all, and then y'all already doing 6 to 6. I may not make y'all's. I might do 6 to 12 and have to talk to God about it, and then the other people, I just gotta fit in, you know, where I can.
Oh, what about you, Brian?
Um, it depends on what the Lord desires of me to fast. I know the typical is the 6 to 6, or the intermediate fast, which is like the 11 to 7, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eat as much as you want between 11 and 7 p.m., and you don't eat nothing at all. Um, I've gotten away from seeing what the crowd does, and I do what the Lord requires. Because at this point, fasting has become like a sports event in the Christian community, and it's really getting on my nerves. Because that's not the purpose of it. I'm not entertaining nobody. If you're fasting to entertain to show off people that you're fasting, you're killing your flesh. and you might just go ahead, like, you're not doing it. So that's my take on that.
Yeah, I've never heard of the 11 and 7. You say 11 and 7, you eat what you want and then fast
Intermediate
afterward.
fast.
Say it again.
It's called the intermediate fast. Basically, you eat as much as you want between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. And then before and after those time frames, you don't eat nothing at all.
Okay,
Dr. Apostle K, Stevenson, she does that a lot.
gotcha.
When did you sleep after 7? I mean, 7 o'clock is pretty much almost time for bed, right? So,
Right.
For some people,
well, yeah.
Well, great day, Robert. How are you?
Oh! Oh, he's real. Real. She's
Yes.
oh,
Why
yeah.
you
Get
sleep?
it, victory.
yes, my God.
All the people down him. I can't live without him. That is why I love him so. Just through to me.
Okay, Robert and this tapping and Amber with this penguin.
Y'all see that somebody popped in, and then when he started clapping, they just left. That was crazy.
Look,
Oh,
wait, I started that. Wait, I started that way too high. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, Rob,
right.
that's high. That's too high for you.
He said
How's
that's
everybody
what
doing?
Right. Hey, Robert, that's why I said, wait a minute, why are you screaming? What happened?
Wait, I was too high. Like, oh, Rob, you high, sir. You ain't seen that high since you
Oh
was
my God.
6. Okay, you ain't 6 no more. You're about to be 30. Bring it down,
Lord.
sir.
Robert came in hot. Like, watch this.
Look, let me tell you. Look, one time I was preaching and I started tuning up, and I tuned up way too high. I look back at the organs like, hey, we gotta come down, bro. I'm
Uh-uh.
too high.
Oh, I
I'm
love
too
it.
high.
I love to see it when the worship leaders and stuff do that. And then they look at B. My child is his daddy's son for real when it comes to that. He always get him the side look and look off like you did it. I ain't do it. And so when they get to singing, B does that. So when you look over at him, B looks at them like, what? I'm rolling with you. What you gonna do? And then he'll just sit there and keep looking at him. I'm gonna stay right here. And he keeps hitting that key, Robert. He just keep hitting it.
Oh, he's a paid. He a paid one. Ding, ding,
Yes.
ding, ding, ding. Oh, he out of order.
Me be like, this where you at? And he just be looking at him like, where you want to go? And then you'll see one of them turn around. Oh, take me to B. Go into C. Here, you want here? Okay, let's go. I'm like, Brandon, stop doing that, because don't nobody want to be laughing at you no more. Because you be looking these people straight in their face.
Nah,
It's just wrong.
I've learned. I learned a nice way to change keys. My godmother, she if she started out too high when she preaching and singing, she would literally run all the way down to change keys.
She run
Naturally,
down
one
and
of the
go back
guys
up
sing
to the key.
soprano. No, she'll run down and stay at that key. So whatever key she land on
Oh wow.
is when she found her comfortable key. So if she already in the Raptors, she'll do a run, coming all the
Lord.
way down to where she feel like it's comfortable, land it, and she'll stick right there. Then there was what trips me out is that if she started out high, she will continue to modulate back to the key she started in. And I'm like, yo, why you do that? I'm like, that was pointless. She should have stayed up there then. But she wanted to modulate, 17 times. It's okay.
She's
God
like,
is
I just
good.
want to show y'all I can.
No, literally. Literally.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Kelly, you resetting? Kelly done disappeared.
Kelly is laying prostrate right now. She's in
Uh-uh.
her glory.
That's a hot mess. Okay, well, Kelly was running things today, and her conversation was about triggers or about temptations. And so her question was, I think the last question she had was about what we can do as far as the temptations that we have, like how do you get past them? And then she just brought up like the fasting schedule because we that's what the conversation started on was fasting, but she was saying the temptations over anything. How do you handle those? So while she's going, I'm gonna give y'all this one. Not about fasting, but literally about temptation. Can you tell us a time that you know that pop the first thing popped in your head? Don't be trying to change these stories up, right? Because Jesus be revealing, okay? So the first thing pop in your head when I say this is what I want y'all to jump on and be ready to say. I'm gonna start with Robert because Amber gonna be like, oh my goodness. So tell us about a time that temptation got hold to you, like you was tempted and you followed it, but you had to turn and do the U-turn thing and get away from it.
Wow. So crazy story. So remember I told y'all that story about when I was, me and that young lady, we did what we did,
Mm-hmm.
and the Lord spoke to me after that,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. A couple of weeks later, right? It was I ended up meeting another young lady. Imagine she was built the way I like,
Okay.
and I'm not really fond of skinny women. I like, you gotta be a longer, a little thicker. Gotta have something for me to hold, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I say I kind of like we were just talking, kicking it. I'm a single man. I wasn't really looking for a relationship at that time, so I was just out kicking. When I say she starts to say stuff that I like to hear, like when it comes down to the well, this grown folk radio, right?
This family radio.
Okay, I gotta keep it PG there. Uh, when you doing it 10 toes up, 10 toes down, like she started
Gotcha.
talking that talk. So when I could be kind of competitive. Like, you're not gonna tell me what I can't do to you. And so she just started talking like that. And then I realized, wait a minute, hold on, wait. Baby girl is trying to paint a fantasy for me. Let me get up out of this.
The bait.
Let me get up out of this. I mean, she was baiting like it's like when a fisherman put the little bait
Mm-hmm.
on it, like, yeah, she was the fisherman, I was the fish, and it seemed like she was baiting me. And so every time we go out, so I kept hanging out with her and stuff like that. Every time we go out, her clothes became to becoming a little bit more skimpier.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day, I went over to her house. We went, I'm thinking she had like a little small kickback. I'm a guy. I like to hang out at times. I like to hang out, but when I need my alone time, give me my alone time. But I went to her house thinking we about to hang out. Um, yeah, baby girl came out her bathroom with just a robe on
Mm.
and opened herself. I said, "Hey, yo, I can't even do this, G." I'm like, we can stay friends. I want to be friends, but this right here, I can't do with you. And
Wow.
she like, oh, she like, what is it? What is it about me? Yada yada yada. I'm like, I just can't do it. So after that, and she continued to try me and try me and try me. She began to send me very explicit text messages,
Wow.
if you know what I mean.
Yes.
So
She was
so
serious.
she was not playing. She was not playing. And this is one person I say I don't usually block too many people, but her I had to end up blocking. It got so bad to where I would be at work, and I was working security at the time at school. I would be at work, and she would FaceTime me, doing some extracurricular activities.
Oh.
Yeah, so I that was a temptation. I had to hurry up and do a U-turn on that because I already knew if I would have fell into that, I would have been on a downward spiral. I would have been in in the what was J.D. Pinkett Smith and that boy was in
The entanglement.
an entanglement. Yeah, there you go, an entanglement. And Rob ain't have time for no entanglements. I had too much. I had baby mama drama. The kids was living with me, all that.
It
Nope.
sounded like she was already entangled with herself.
No, she really was, and I tell people all the time that women are 10 times worse than men. They only gonna show it to a guy that they really want to deal with.
Mm, that's true.
Women are 10 times worse than men. If a woman is like, oh, cute, yada yada, this or the other, first thing first, it's all up in your mind first,
Yep.
and then and then and then y'all so you know y'all gonna show it anyway. Y'all gonna show it. Y'all are gonna show it.
And say they might
That's
have
what
to
I
wait a
got.
little
You
bit to
gotta.
get it, but they gonna see it sooner or later. It's coming out.
Oh, no. Nowadays, these young chicks, they going for it. They going for it. I'm being honest. They going for it. I saw this when me and my wife we went out somewhere, and this young girl, she was on every dude in that little joint. I'm like, oh Lord. I'm like, somebody gonna really hurt that baby.
She was like, all these good men up in here. Listen.
No,
Mm-mm.
it got to the point to me. I'm saying it got to the point to where I was watching her, and she will go and talk up dudes to be with a woman, and she'll go say something to him. Won't say that to the woman. She'll go say something to the guy.
Oh, see, I was finna say now that's something I was telling Kelly this one day, and I said, Kelly, I was so bad. I was so bad when I was younger. Like I was like now I probably the way I handle stuff now is totally different. I was that one that would walk up and ain't care who they was with. If I want to talk to them, I would talk to them. If you ain't married, if that ain't your wife, you ain't married. That's the way I was when I was younger. That was well before B. So I'm like, oh, that right there is interesting. Then I got to the stage of if I see you walking down the street and you with your woman or whatever, I had this thing. I would not say nothing to the man. I would walk up to the woman and be like, "Excuse me, ma'am. I just want to tell you, your boyfriend is nice looking. I just wanted to let you know. And so, just give you a compliment. Good job." And I walk away.
Tania, you was bold.
Well, I mean, I ain't talking to him. I'm talking to her. I had one lady tell me, I know that's right. I was like, see, I talked to her. I gave her the compliment. He was just stuck like, was she talking to me? And she was like, no, she was talking to me. And that was her way of telling you you was cute without talking to you because she was trying not to disrespect me. I'm like, that's the way I was. And I would just walk off. Like, I'm out of here. I ain't staying long. Just wanted to get that
Tania
compliment.
was
Hmm?
Y'all, Tania was bold. She'll walk up, girl, I just want you to know your man fine, okay? He looks
Yeah.
good. Good job.
You
And
pick
he
one. He's a looker. Now I'm gonna keep moving.
oh Lord have mercy. Nah, this young I believe this young girl, she was on some other stuff. I'ma be honest.
Listen, I believe you.
But but for you to get out of a temptation like that, y'all you have to really recognize and know when it's especially when you're married. If something like that start coming along, it's the devil. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
It's the, that's that's straight demonic. Like everybody don't give the man enough credit, right? He's not stupid. He's stupid, but he ain't stupid. He's not stupid to the fact that he knows what she like. He's stupid to come up against the fact that like, hey, you got a whole prayer life.
Right.
Folks who pray and love God, he's dumb to like the fact like we can't come over. Some people do fail. I understand, but Lord fixes traffic.
Now for me,
Jesus
I was
Christ.
quick for don't come over my house. I'll see you outside. We can meet in front of the house, but you can't come upstairs, especially when I knew me. I was like, I'm on some other stuff. No, let's stay outside. We're gonna talk out here, and That's gonna be
But
good.
it can go down outside. What you talking about?
Yeah, I know. Lord Jesus, Robert, I'm gonna mute my
Oh
mic,
gosh.
Sure.
What
and now I'm muting my mic.
what was
Like,
the question? What I'm popping back in on?
Ah, okay, so we were talking. I was trying to continue on with the conversation you started on. So we were talking about temptations, and I asked the question. Tell me about a time when you were in when you had a temptation and you fell into it and had to do a U-turn to come up out of there. And Robert was telling us about the young lady, and then this other young lady, and we started talking about not letting people in, and I said, well, that's me. I'm like, I was quick for the you can't come up mine, especially when I knew my mind and stuff was on something different. I'd be like, hey, no, can't go in my house. And he said, shoot, what you talking about? It can happen outside. And I said, yeah, and that's when I mute my mic. So I'm gonna mute again.
hey, I'm just looking, Kelly. Oh, Kelly, you do something else, Kelly. Hey, but it's all honesty though. That stuff can happen outside. It can happen anywhere. Like, I'm just being honest with you. If you freaky enough, it'll happen anywhere. Ain't that right, Kelly?
Lord Jesus.
She got the whole little tongue emoji out now. You know.
I, um, I plead the fifth on the fact that me, Lord,
Come on,
today.
see this. See. This is why we gotta have these type of. We gotta bring these type of talks back in church. They don't get them in church no more.
True.
That's
No,
why
that's real.
That's why folks keep falling out because we not really talking. Let's be honest. Like,
Oh,
let's be honest.
Brandon.
Let's be real. Christians
That's
get
true.
horny. Christians get horny. And let's not talk about that. The only temptation is, oh, I want to cuss. No, let's talk about your horniness because that's one of the strongest temptation in the world. I don't care what you say.
No, seriously, okay. Because that's interesting. We was having this whole conversation right before they popped on. Or did you tell them that? Did you tell them we was having this conversation?
Mhm.
But we were just literally talking about this, and I actually was saying that's not a temptation I have to fight. It's not. It's I have a stronger temptation of buying shoes than than anything, honestly.
Well, watch this. I'm not gonna say that shoes. I'm talking about.
Uh-uh.
Okay, you talking about shoes. What I'm talking about is something that'll get you caught up in some stuff that you ain't got no business being caught up in.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Bad shoes is one of them things like, yeah, I bought me a whole bunch of shoes. Okay, I ain't got no money. I can go back and make the money. Right? There's very multiple ways to make the money back, right? I'm talking about something that you get caught up in an entanglement. You can catch a veterinarian disease. You can mess around, have a baby, and you weren't even trying to have a baby. There's a lot of things that can happen in the midst of that.
This is true. That's definitely something that's a temptation that a lot of people have a difficulty fighting. I'm just saying, me personally, I don't have that difficulty. Because literally, I'm one that can say off switch and not be phased. Like, I can call an off switch. You could call an off switch, and I'd be like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, and it could honestly be because of how I was in my marriage. Like, Tennille brought up the fact, she said, when you was married, so you had the consistent consistency at home, and I'm like, well, heck, if that's the case, then maybe that's why I'm like I am, because it wasn't the best marriage. It wasn't the best marriage. But
I'm so glad.
I corrected it. I corrected it real quick because
glad.
I realized how I said What is it? Jesus.
Oh, Tennille Brown, somebody. Oh,
Yes.
I didn't mean it like that, Robert.
He said wasn't the best. I heard her.
she said it wasn't the best. And
She
she
meant
told her
what?
why to say marriage.
Yeah, she said that. She meant that.
Oh God.
I mean, just be out. Oh Lord, you sound just like one of my homegirls. I only have one homegirl left, really, and she my best friend, man. And she talks to me as if I'm a chick sometimes. Disturbing,
Listen,
disturbing. I'm just being honest. It is disturbing. Okay, some of the stuff she tell me. I just be sitting there looking at her like, Lord have mercy. This is what I got to deal with when my daughters get older.
Yep.
yes.
Jesus Christ.
If y'all relationship is tight enough, yes, sir.
Listen, I deal
I'm
with it
like,
with
tell her,
Brandon, and that's just wrong.
I deal with
I'm
it with
like,
Dana and Jade. So yeah.
listen, can you please go talk to my wife. Go talk to your stuff. Don't talk to me. Don't. That part I don't want to know about. Okay.
Listen, I taught Brandon everything I could and told him, but before you do it, let me know because I want to make sure you good. I mean, if you're gonna decide to, I can't stop you from doing it, but I'm just saying, say something to me first, thinking I can get a last little talk in first, right? He come to tell me after he did it. I'm like, la la la. I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me.
Lord have mercy. I don't know why.
He said, "Ma, you
I don't
said
know why.
the
I don't know
lines
why
of
mothers be trying to
communication
sit
was
there and
open,
ask them questions.
huh?"
I don't know why you mothers y'all be out here trying to say, just tell me when you about before you about to do it.
Because I'm
Oh my
trying to get
God,
my
so we can
last
have a
talk in.
conversation.
Yes, my thing
Don't talk.
is,
I definitely told the girls that I was like, we could talk about this, but our situations was a little difficult because they was in one state, I was in another. But yeah, I didn't find out till after they both graduated from high school. I was like, wait, what? Wait a minute. That's not how that was supposed to go. Remember, we was gonna talk. Hey, I'm interested. I'm thinking about this. What I'm feeling. None of that happened. I was like, oh, that was not planned.
You know,
yeah.
when you're in the heat of the moment, you can't control yourself sometimes.
I messed Brandon up. I kept saying, "God is watching you."
Oh.
You ain't right.
Oh, see, that was
What?
wrong.
I let it be known
That
quick.
was so
Hey,
wrong.
You are not right.
God can see
Because
everything you doing.
the Lord watching you.
He
God
see
watching.
everything that you do.
See, with BB and how he is, I'm shocked he didn't say that mean he be watching you too, mama.
Listen, he ain't come back that strong. He came back with so he can see us all. I said, "Yep, he can see us all, even me." I was quick for that one. He can see me too. He was like, "You gonna be in trouble?" I said, "I am." But you ain't got to be in the same trouble I'm in. That's why I'm the parent and you the child. That's where I answered a lot of stuff.
Oh gosh. She did the trump card, y'all. She pulled the trump card.
Listen, it made sense to
Lord have
him.
mercy.
I said, "See, God put me first so that I can tell you what not to do because I have to go through it. You don't have to go through that." So Brandon kind of was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we're gonna roll with that. We're gonna roll with that till you question it." And then when he did question it, I said to my male friends, "Hey, go talk to your uncle."
I can't believe that you said a thing. You really told that boy. God is watching you.
Yeah, ask him. He'll tell you. Really quick, when mommy's trying to scare me, he's like, he said, I was looking at him one day like, God been watching me. He been watching me and watching you, and if you still doing you, I'ma still do me. I'm like, see, I'm going through a deliverance. You ain't even got
Listen,
to
let
get
me.
started. I guess Brandon was like, well, if you lasting this long in deliverance, That's why they tell you
I
that
still
your
remember.
kids do what you they do what you do, not what you say. So, Brian, you too quiet on here. I need help.
He like, I'm gonna plead the fifth.
Listen, look. I still remember the time. The time. I even tell my mama. My mama. She told me.
Your mama
I ain't tell
told
my.
you.
She told me that I was doing it. I was. I was 3 years in already.
Mm,
Mhm.
yeah,
See,
nah.
Shit.
no, I think that if I thought he was, I wouldn't say nothing. Brand told me, but I was like, why'd you wait till after?
Uh-uh.
Like, this is, and it was just like one of those looks he was giving me, like, are you mad at me? And I was thinking to myself, no,
Look, I want
uh,
to say
I was
yeah, but I'm
confused.
not.
I wasn't mad. I was just like, oh gosh, now I got to deal with this temper change. Mm-mm. Like this,
Yeah, that
I
is
didn't
for
want
real.
that. And I pre-warned him early on. Like when Brandon turned 12, I started training him. Like, listen, I need you to get your mind wrapped around this. When you get a certain age, you're gonna start acting like this. You're gonna start feeling like this. You're gonna want to be combative. So let me help you out. If you, when you get a certain age, I'm gonna go buy me a 4x4. And I don't know why we called them 4x4s because that stick was not a 4x4. That was more like a 3x8. I'm gonna give me one of them thick ones from the place, and I'm gonna put it in the house because you then are gonna be my height and looking at me. And I need to make sure you remember that you can't beat me. So I'm gonna go get that and put that in the house. And I said, first time you mess up, I'm gonna swing at you. I just need you to know how to duck, dodge, and get back, right? So I had him knowing that. That's the first thing. Second thing is that you're gonna start acting like you can't stand nobody. Everything stank. You smelling yourself. You running around here thinking you the man. All that comes after you start having sex. So let me talk to you about that real quick. Please don't do that because if you start talking me crazy, then I gotta turn around and then five knuckles to your face because you talking crazy. I was that mama when he was a teenager.
The fried knuckle sandwich.
It was pretty rough. So I was like, this conversation came from that the lady that's next to me on my profile, they didn't talk to me about nothing. I learned it on my own. So when it came to be, I had to wing it. Let me figure this out for myself. What am I?
Uh, yeah, we was both in that same boat. Yeah, I understand. My mother tried to get her boyfriend to talk to me about it. I politely told him to stop talking to me.
Yeah, I didn't have that conversation from Mama either. I had it from it really wasn't even a conversation. My big cousin, who I call my big sister, she sat me down in the most interesting way. She was pregnant with my cousin Kimberly, and she was like, I used to say she had an alien in her stomach because Kimberly used to do some really weird looking stuff up in there. I used to be like, oh my gosh, she gonna rip her stomach in half. Like, that's not normal to stretch like that. But it was in '93 too, so there you go. And her way of telling me, she said, "Don't do this, or you gonna have an alien like that, but yours won't ever come out."
Mm-mm.
What?
And I was like, "Wait, what you mean?" I said, "Okay, so I'm not too young. I know how babies are made, but you said it ain't never coming out." That's not what I heard. She said, "Yeah, but you know how you always say that, I got an alien in me. Like they gonna get this one out, but they said that if I do it again, another one, it won't ever come out. So I'm letting you know." And then Kim Bray started doing this weird, like she used to try to stretch her arm all the way out, like her stomach, like it had a mountain on it, and it was creepy. It still creeped me out thinking about it, but yeah. So she told me, she said that this right here, and then it, right. But she said this right here, and yours won't ever come out. So don't do nothing that's gonna cause you to have one go in there. So you don't have to have it forever. And I was like, I'm okay. I was like, because that looked gross and it looked like it hurt. She was like, oh, it does. It hurts a lot. I was like, mm. So yeah,
But
my cousin kind of just tried to scare me into it, but the whole real conversation, I ain't never get that.
Well, at least that, at least she tried to scare you. You know, my father just showed me a porno. He said this is sex. I said, oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm so serious.
Nah, I got. There was no. No,
He said, I got God.
I didn't get all that. No, these people should have said something. The
Wow.
bad part.
But they
Hmm.
saying it too late for me because I was already in it. I was already doing it when they said I was 16 when they started want to talk to me about it. I'm like, y'all late. Like
What
y'all
cracked
real
me up
late.
was when you read it and they start talking to you going, that is not true.
Look, you are not supposed to know this stuff. No, wait, I take that back. It was one thing my mama said to me. She said they do offer sex education at your school, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, ma, they do. She said, oh, okay.
That was her way of
So
telling you she was
technically,
never gonna talk to you about it.
yeah. I
Mm-mm.
don't know if she talks to my sister. That's a good question. I'm never gonna ask her. Cause
My thing with that was don't just let your kids be out there, man, without some kind of knowledge. Because if you don't teach us, the world gonna teach us.
mm-hmm.
And learning from the world is totally different. And most of my
Yeah.
life, I learned from the world. So I'm like, it's not. I rather, and that's why I chose that I was going to be that parent would be. I'm gonna teach you at home. So when you get out there, you're not devoured instantly. You got a fighting chance. Cause they
You
ain't
know,
give me now.
instantly fighting a temptation.
Listen, this dude here be humming. Mom, you know the girls at school walk around naked. Excuse me? What? He talking about they walk around naked, and I'm like, wait a minute, at the same school I dropped you off at this morning? He's like, yeah. I'm like, when you say naked, because Brandon went to an all boys grade school. So when you got the shot arts, you got dancers walking around leotards and tights and stuff like that. He called that naked.
He caught that naked.
That was naked.
Oh, that boy would have lost his mind if he went somewhere else now.
Yeah, the girls just walked around in their dance gear. So it was like tights, leotard. And then, I mean, they ain't small girls, They thick little brown girls. And so I'm like, yeah. I saw him when he went for his interview. And a group of them came in there and he was sitting there with his book in his lap and his other thing. He's just waiting on them to come. He has his drumsticks. And the child was looking down at his paper, reading his notes. And he happened to look up while they were talking to the lady, and he went, "Mom," and just looked off to the side like, "Oh my God." And I'm sitting there going, "What?" And when I looked up, I said, oh, oh man, I forgot to tell you about that. So I'm like, so they walk around, they're dancers, when they part of the dance conservatory. And he looking at me like, okay, what that mean? They naked. So I'm like, where they clothes at? They got them on. That's dance gear. You don't dance in nothing like that. I don't. I don't. Oh, I looked at them and was like, they let them walk
Oh,
around like that. Hey, I don't listen.
yeah, you really got to thank God. You need to thank God that you got me as your son,
Hmm.
because I would have irritated you.
Right.
I would have made. I forget where I was with someone with my mama and I was young, and the girls they had on like um they did have on, they was majorettes. You know how majorette clothes fit on them,
Mm-hmm.
but it kind of had like some openings and stuff around, like on the thigh area and everything like that. One of them walked by. I was like, "Good God Almighty!" She was like, "Boy, stop it!" I said, "She fine." I'm like, "Don't tell me to stop." That girl right there, fine.
Mm-mm. See, he doing that's the stuff that B does now to us, Kelly.
Yes, it is. I,
That's the stuff
yes.
he messed Kelly up every time. I laugh at him because I was okay. So when Brandon got around 15, maybe like 14, 15 years old,
Lord.
walking down the street, and this girl comes past, and I see her head coming on like towards the. I knew it was gonna happen because I was watching how she was walking. I'm like, I know my son. I didn't kind of figure him out. I'm like, thick girl, long hair. She curvy and she got a nice walk. He gonna turn completely around.
Yep, yep, that's my boy.
Um, I was like, he finna do a full fledged turn, and he was still like smaller. So he's walking, and she walks up, and she's like, "Excuse me," and she had a book bag on. B did a full turn, and if I don't tell y'all, that young lady caught his eye because when he turned around, I guess she felt him turn. She turned around and stopped and looked at him. B was stuck, like
Oh,
he didn't think she was gonna turn around. So he was planning on watching her walk away, and she turned around and stopped and was staring at him. Like I just, and he was standing there staring. He was just stuck though. He was like, I said he
I
ain't
would have
gonna
said
say
something.
right. I said he ain't gonna say nothing. I stopped and stood there for a second. I was waiting. I'm wrong. I was waiting. I was like, he ain't gonna say nothing. Brandon, say something. He just looking at her. She was like, hello. He was like, hi. That was it. He just staring.
oh God.
Wait,
Oh no, no, no,
he
no.
was so stuck.
No.
He was so, I mean, he was shook. She had him done. I said, Lord, this child is made up. She curved up, looking over here, looking like one of them bottles. What's that? The Gatorade bottle with the skinny waist. I'm like, she up here looking made up.
So a Coke bottle, Coke bottle.
No, that she was thicker than the Coca Cola
Not
bottle.
a,
You know the
don't
it's
say
the
Gatorade
complicated.
bottle. Don't say Gatorade bottle. The Gatorade bottle is a cylinder. Don't
It's a who?
a cylinder.
Oh,
She
no,
was
I said the
saying.
one with the
Don't
skinny.
say.
I said the one with the skinny waist. They got new
No,
bottles.
just say Coke bottle.
Ah, okay, Coke
Say
bottle.
a Coke bottle.
Coke bottle and the bottom
Praise
part was a
God.
lot wider. That makes sense.
There you go.
Okay. And B, B was like, if she's standing there staring at him, he's staring at her. And she was like, okay, have a good day. And she turned around and Brenda watching her walk away. And he goes, man. So I'm standing there. When he turned around, he caught my eye. I looked at him. I said, that was sad. That was so sad, B. Why? He was like, why what? I said, the girl stopped and turned around and said something to you. You all you had back was, hey, you ain't trying to talk to her or nothing. He was like, you was standing there. Really? Bruh, we gonna have to
That
talk
ain't
about
stop
this.
you from staring.
You turned all the way. I said, you almost
Look,
broke your neck turning.
wait. I can already see Tim Neal right now. Oh, you put Brandon through some stuff. So you ain't gonna say nothing? Oh, you weak. You ain't gonna say nothing?
Right.
Weak.
Oh,
Oh yeah, we had that kind of relationship. We walk up and he be like, oh, she cute. Just out his mouth and thinking it ain't him. I'm like, is she? She is? You gonna tell him?
Lord have mercy.
Oh, he got to the point where he was like, I can't. That's how he ended up dating Amber's sister.
Lord.
Talking about Amber J sister?
Yes, Ashley.
Uh-oh.
Brandon was
Hey,
like,
it's like, oh.
they were best friends in school, and I was thinking, he like her. I know he like her. Then I got a chance to meet her and hear her talk, and I was like, hold up, and she go to All Nations too. I was like, hold up, nope, my child like her. I know, please. The promposal in itself, we were concerned
Why was y'all concerned?
Hmm.
because he did a promposal that had her daddy questioning, why did you get on one knee in front of my daughter? I said, oh
Why
my
you do
god,
that?
huh?
Why you get on one knee?
Oh, he's like, I'm only gonna ask you this. He said, I plan to only ask this twice in my life. And she looked down because everybody's like, whoa. I'm like, Brandon, these dramatics, boy, you got to think about what you're doing before you do it. Because I was looking at the video online when they sent it to me, and I'm yelling, no, 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 what are you doing? Like they can hear me. I was like, get up. What are you with
Well, I
me?
see. I couldn't have been her father because the first thing I would start cussing. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Listen. I was like, my child, and she was just so flattered. It was her 18th birthday. She was so excited, and I was like, he shut it down. Though I do have to say that I wish I could find this video and send it to y'all. It's hmm. Okay, so he was able to shut
It
down like
was good.
a whole class period to do this. He had teachers involved, he had the choir involved, he had the media team involved at the school. Like they had cameras all around her. It was just crazy. And I'm like, why is this thing floating around so much? It should have went viral. As many people were sharing it to me. Did you see this? Did you see this? Did you know? I'm like, yeah, yeah. He told me he was gonna do something, but I hadn't seen it. I mean, he sang to it and everything, and that child don't sing. It was interesting, very interesting time.
Father, fix it, Jesus. Fix it right now.
She accepted the proposal. They looked real good going to prom.
Oh Lord, he got on one knee
He
for the
did,
humble.
and then said that I'm only gonna say this twice in my life, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute, what is he doing?
Look for the shock factor.
Yes, he had this wild thing going on. And then some lady put on, oh, it started a social media fight because some lady put on social media, if that's what they're doing now for proposals, what do the girls got to expect for their wedding day or when they get proposed to for real? And people that know B, some of them ladies, they went off on her. She got shredded. They was like, you don't know him. You need to keep your mouth off people's kids, blah, blah. Oh my God, y'all don't know what it took for him to get that, even be able to talk to her and blah blah. I was like, oh my God, I'm on there. I ain't gotta say nothing. I was like, and I ain't saying nothing. Y'all doing all the ripping of this lady out. Just let it go. I'm like, he's gonna do what he needs to do, and it's good. And he took care of everything. And prom was great. I was like, but that prom proposal that was floating around on YouTube and all over the place was scary.
That is scary. You know, now I want to be when he proposed to his wife. I want to be there
Oh,
for that one.
oh, he
I
got
got to see.
plans.
I got to see because if it ain't better than that one, I got questions.
I asked him
Now,
about that. And he actually got plans. And I was like, oh, you gonna do all that for the wedding proposal? He was like, yeah. Brandon is dramatic. Brandon like the whole shock and awe because one of the things I'm big on is shock and awes with people. Like I like messing with Kelly. I say random stuff to her just to make her go, oh, T, you know. But
All the time, though. All
and then when I
the
get her, I
time.
go shock and awe, you know.
I be trying to be
Lord have
prepared and
mercy.
stuff. I be like, okay, I know how she is. She gonna do some conversation. Like I'm feeling something is coming today with this conversation. I feel it in my Shondo and in my spirit lady. She is like, you ready? And I'm like, no, but it's coming.
Like it's gonna ease up on you. And I'll say something that just brush past it like I ain't saying and keep going. Because be like, no. I'm like, you okay, Kelly? You good? Okay, amen. Like me and my sister be randomly talking about some nobody, no crime. Kelly, wait a minute.
I, I'm like, look, I be all in for it, but I'm like, at least give a sister a little heads up that it's coming. Like, hit something, drop a note, smoke
Nope.
screen,
Nope.
Mm-mm,
emoji,
that's
something.
not shocking
Nope.
all. That's just all.
Are you saying I take the and all? That's cool.
No, no. I like
God,
shock
are you
and
for
all. It go
real?
together. But that I mean with Brandon with his wedding proposal, because I can't reveal nothing on there because I never know who she is or if she ever be listening in. But we gonna be real broke.
We gonna be broke.
We gonna be real for a moment. We gonna be it's gonna be like everybody gonna be looking at their accounts like what in the world?
Look, so I need to put a third account aside.
Aside, because the
All right, let
proposal
me
in
start.
itself got animals and we need to make sure.
Animal.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
concerned. First of all, I'm concerned, and second, I'm concerned.
This man think he's Steve Munson.
Listen, that child think he got a bank account that's overflowing already. He is walking in expectancy. Why is Brian Bird so quiet on here?
I don't know.
He probably working.
Oh yeah.
That could be.
Look,
I
there you go.
already
Look.
know they.
Did he say something?
What you say?
I said, what's up?
Why you so quiet on here, Brandberg?
Right. You okay?
I'm all right. Just listening to y'all.
Mm-mm. He said I'm just listening. Look,
No.
insight. Because he just chilling in the background.
Is he just quiet?
I don't have anything to say. I'm just listening. So y'all go ahead and go for it. I'm just a part of the community.
Listen, why do I feel like he laughing at us behind this here picture?
He probably really is.
That's a mess.
Brian over there. His whole chest hurt fast. I'm telling you right now.
Listen, cause this dude, listen, I'm trying to tell y'all, be ready. Just be ready, cause there's gonna be some music in the air, and there's gonna be Adam Coase walking in the earth. Um,
She said,
maybe some
walking up.
loud cymbals and things. But yeah, just listen to how he said he was gonna upgrade this. Cause I'm like,
I
okay,
just need to know. Will I need the little earplugs to, kind of save my eardrum?
yeah, you might,
Like,
you
okay,
might.
I figured because it's nephew.
I know that I'm gonna need one of those one of them headpieces that you could just talk into and talk to everybody that's on staff.
Not the production one.
Yes.
Lord have mercy. He's about to do a whole production. Part six.
I mean, this was a production. He got the
But
choir, Robert.
Brian got something on this?
Listen, I'm sorry. I was going to keep quiet. But if Brandon do all of this, he got to be on national television. Because
Hello. Say what? Wait. Say what you said one more again.
he need to be on television, like at the Grammys Awards. Because he about to do all of that. Oh my gosh. That woman of God is about to feel like she's in heaven and earth.
Good. Well, I like that production on national TV idea.
She'll be like, oh, he really loved me. Yeah, he really loved you, but he just this extra. Just be, when y'all have a baby, the Lion King, he's gonna be a whole production.
Listen, all y'all gonna hear is Nanya Mama Lisa Mama Sunya. Right.
Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm. All kind of horns. Brandon gonna be in there talking about we Nigerian. Hold on, we gotta get this part.
I'm drinking tea.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. I can't see you.
I can see he about to come over there. He about to break the whole thing, man.
Oh, I can't stand y'all.
Brandon gonna be in there talking about don't clean it off, just give me the baby. I gotta lift it up. I've been watching Roots.
Gotta lift it up.
I've been watching Roots.
No, not Roots. Jesus Christ.
God, Lord.
Listen.
Not Roots.
Brandon gonna be doing everything and be like, I lift the baby up and tell him that look at everything that's the only thing that's bigger than you, that's Roots, right? And then he gonna come back and go, you own everything that's underneath the sun and watch
So
out.
you go combine Roots
I
and
promise
Lion
you, we're gonna look up and Brandon gonna be running through a field with the baby in a stroller talking about we just gonna check out the land.
Nephew like that.
He extra. He already it's just extra. I feel like Brandon kids gonna grow up. We've been talking about this a lot. I'm like my poor grandbabies. I can see them in there just like, Dad's at it again. He's at what? Oh, he's building things again. Building them in the house. He said we was getting a slide in the apartment. You get it? In the apartment. Really? He need a house. Tell your daddy I said he need a house. He said he gonna get us one, and there's gonna be a pool on the inside and the outside.
Come on now, listen. I'm here for all of that. You know how I feel about
That's
that.
B. The only reason why B would do something like that. One of them kids gonna be a lifeguard. Y'all going out there and swim. Me and your mom in here. That's Brandon.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Brandon look off.
That sounds about right.
Listen.
That sounds about. Because I would tell my daughter in a minute, y'all staying here. Me and teacher got to talk.
Listen here. I am all for the double pool. Look, You remember I said I want to have a 2-story. I want a pool that's gonna be up, and then
Oh
one
my
that's gonna
gosh.
second one that's gonna be
Kelly
underneath
just
a
as
little
special.
deeper. And then I need that one to be able to go outside, so you can swim outside. But you know you could cut it off when it's cold or something, but you don't have to necessarily stop swimming. So you don't have to go all the way downstairs, because if you want to go all the way downstairs, that's gonna be set up a whole different way. But if you go upstairs to the upstairs pool, then it's gonna be set like this. But then when you go to the other side of the room, oh my goodness, I'm explaining something, y'all. So when you go to the other side of the room, you're gonna have like the hot tub,
What just happened?
the jacuzzi, and all the other good stuff. And then it's gonna be marbleized floors, but you're not gonna fall. It's gonna be the heated floors, but you're gonna be able to walk on them where you're not gonna fall and stuff. Because you know if you have too much marble, you're gonna slip and slide, and that's not a good thing at all with water. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. See,
yes.
y'all triggered out and walked out and came back, and she was still going.
I'm just saying,
I'm
I'm in complete
I'm
agreement with the
trying.
pool. Oh,
That's too much maintenance. Too much maintenance.
That's too much maintenance.
Too much maintenance. I'm not gonna want to.
Let me explain you how it's not. So look, if you have that have the preset, the pre-auto set
Oh, man.
floor, they actually had a kind where it dry. So guess what? You don't even have to do that. And then if you had a kind of top that closed and it looked just like the floor, then you had the pool cover. And when you seal it, then you had an auto set pool cleaner. Then that way, you know, it'll take the water out. Or if you don't want to take the water out, it'll clean the water.
Oh, she ready, Robert. She ready.
Huh?
I told Robert she ready.
Right. Oh, and then the one that's on the floor underneath it, the one that's connected to outside. So let me tell you how you do that one, right? So you had another pool cover. So you want to make sure you always got a pool cover. But the one that's outside, you had a pool cover that you could actually play basketball stuff on, and let the transform be like, yes, but you know what I'm saying? But when it's cleaning, everything automatically clean when the top closes. So you need to make sure you close it every single time. But then when the one outside closed, then it break off on the wall. So you can still have the one open downstairs. But when you close that one, then you have it like, it could be like a dance floor or whatever. But everything is preset. So it's not even a lot of maintenance, because you got a self drying floor, and then you know the kind of floor, so
Lord,
you don't have to do too much
the floor
cleaning. No,
is
you mop
drying
it like
itself.
you do your kitchen. And
The floor is drying itself. Is it gonna mop itself too?
well, you know they got the iRobot, but still for some
Mm-mm.
people that like the thingies, gone and set it, and the little thing is a, you know
Mm-mm.
what I'm saying?
I
And then
want to know why we made that sound. What was that?
that's the sound stuff I'm gonna make for the mop. And y'all, I've been doing some research.
Okay, Robert, incoming. Watch this.
Mm,
You've been doing some research, okay? And
Y'all see the picture?
I'm behaving myself, cause oh,
That's
look at my baby.
that's being Ashley at prom.
You see it, Robert? Oh, he might be trying.
what is it?
You gotta
My
refresh,
profile.
pull
You gotta
the
refresh.
springy thingy down.
Oh, I gotta refresh it. Oh, look at them.
Mm. I was like, wait, I got the picture, and that's just sitting on the thing. Yeah, that was them. Them two at prom was funny. Them two at prom was hilarious. And then it was
Why was it funny?
because when okay, so I was extra, which is probably what Big get all his extra from, because his daddy said I'm a little extra. Um, so with B, because I was so excited, and he's my only born. I got to put that out there. I don't have no other ones that I had. He was my only born, so I was so excited, right? And so I was like, this gonna be bomb. So since you gotta leave from my house and go to her house and get her, and then leave from her house to go to y'all friend's house, and all of them was leaving together in the limo together. I'm like, I'm gonna book a photographer that's gonna follow you from our house to her house, from her house to the other house. So y'all gonna take photos in all three places, and then we gonna make sure to get you a real nice car. And I don't know how we did it, but we end up getting him an Uber Black, one of them big ones that look real nice. to take them over to their limo. And the dude was like, I just want to stay with y'all. So of course, he's working off his tips. He was like, wait, I'm gonna get a tip. Yep, you stay with us, you get a tip. You leave us, get no tip. Okay. So we had the whole tip set up and everything. So we get ready to go from our house. The photographer leaves and has to run home. Something was going on with his pregnant wife. And he left and he didn't come right back. So we done set his equipment up and started using it. Let me get these pictures in because I'm not playing these games.
Lord have mercy.
Wait a minute, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was like,
Lord have
okay.
mercy.
And it was like a couple of the dancers over there with me. They was like, I know how to do this part. I know how to set this part up. Okay, let's get his stuff up and going. We got people in our house that I don't want that. Let's hurry up and go. So we doing pictures and taking pictures, and Bia standing up there. And we got one of my cousins that was standing there taking pictures. So everybody said, well, I know how to aim a camera. Well, let's get it. So we get that done. Brandon goes to get in the car, and I'm leaving out because I'm finna go get in the car with Brandon. They was like, why are you going? His sisters was there. Why are you going to get in the car with me to go get the girl? Because I want to see her leave out like I saw Brandon leave. What are you talking about? I'm supposed to be there. So we go get in the car, and as I'm passing the photographer, I'm like, you're late. We used your equipment. He had to go in and take everything down, pack it up, and meet us at the second location. He gets there like 10 minutes after us. We come in, and they were so cute because Amber made her go upstairs to come downstairs so that she could come down the steps to him.
That
The
was
whole shock factor.
Yeah, because the biggest shock was B wasn't expecting for her dad to come down first. Her dad came down, and I was looking at him like, "Don't be trying to scare my baby, don't." Dude, no. So he comes down, and he's standing there looking at Brandon. He was like, "You look nice, sir." He was like, "Thank you, sir." He shook his hand. He's like, "Brandon, you look real nice." Like, all right, suit on. And Brandon looking like, "Yeah, but where's Ashley?" That's Brandon's whole thing was, "Where's Ashley? Where's Ashley?" Right? Where so her mama looking at her daddy, and he's like, "Oh, is he finna say something to me?" And I'm standing there waiting for the conversation because I'm ready to dive in at any moment. I'm like, "Don't listen." I'm telling y'all, don't be trying to scare my kid because I come in, Brandon. As long as you respectful, that's my whole thing. As long as you respectful, y'all good because you can't make her do nothing. So I'm like, that's on her. So I'm sitting there going, okay, wait for her to come down. And so he kind of looked at Brandon and he was like, yeah, man, you got style. When he said you got style, I don't know if that was a cue or what. But she came walking down, but because she had broken her I think she had broken her ankle or something like a week before then. Because she couldn't put her heels on. She ended up having on chucks. And they went with the outfits. So it was like really cute. He was dressed up and it was like opposites. Where she normally be the one dressed up all the way from head to toe, and B always have on gym shoes with a suit. He was fully dressed up, and she had on gym shoes, so it was cute. So when she came downstairs, she came down, and he happened to look down and didn't see her coming. Right. So when he looked up, his face was like
Oh,
mouth open. His eyes was glued. He couldn't move. He was just like staring at her. And then he was like, "Oh my gosh, you so pretty." Oh, everybody had a moment. It was on. Oh, Brandon's like, so she smiled like, Brandon, stop looking at me like that. Brandon was like, you dressed like a girl.
oh God.
I don't think he was ready for that dress because we hid the dress. They never saw the other person. They didn't see each other's stuff. So we was like, oh my goodness. And then as you can see, the dress has no strap, so all her shoulders and stuff is out. B was like, oh my gosh. And he's staring at her until her dad went, hey, stop looking so hard.
Lord
I'm
have
like,
mercy.
oh my goodness. But it was just like B was like, oh my God. And he walked up and she was like, you look nice. That's what she's talking about. You look nice. She's like, you look really nice. And he got her corsage and started putting it on. And then he just was like talking to her. But he was just still staring. But her dad was like, he said, I appreciate B because he wasn't looking at her chest. He literally was looking her in the face. And the whole time he was just like, you just look so pretty. He was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, she ain't no ugly girl as y'all can see. But he just wasn't used to that. They go to school and she had like her locks starting. So, you just wear your short locks and you just go about your business. And so they always in gym shoes or something because they both played the drums. So I told him, I said, well, and Brandon, she clean up nice, huh? He was like, yeah. Her mama was like, oh, they look so cute. Her daddy was like, be careful.
Right.
Now watch it. Watch where you putting them hands at. He was like, that's her waist. He was like, yep, too close. He was like, okay. Brandon was like, we gonna be dancing like they used to dance. She said 2 feet apart and they started doing this little jig dance. It was just really funny laughing at them. Then they went and got in the truck and I got in the truck with them and I was like, okay, where we going?
You know
And
what?
wait.
Y'all about to laugh at me. You know, I used to call it corsage or croissant.
You know what? I've heard a lot of people do that and I was like, ain't that bread? Ain't the croissant bread? How the croissant the
Mhm.
croissant?
Look, the
That's
first
how they
time I went
pronounce it in
on,
France, though. Well, in London,
A
everywhere.
croissant?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, croissant. I
Croissants.
was saying, I said it. I said, I'm like, hey, they said, hey, Rob, you got the croissant? I said, yeah, I got the croissant. And
Mm-mm.
the girl, daddy, he looked at me. I'm like, what? He did
No,
not like me.
the
That girl daddy
croissant.
did not like me. The first time I went on, he did not like me.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Mm, yeah.
Listen, I
I
had
had back to back Friday and Saturday. I mean, of course, it was with the same person, but you talking about exhausted, and then Great America on Sunday. Lord, that was
You know
a
what? I didn't do the traditional Great American thing.
I
yeah.
mean neither. I
No,
didn't.
I was at church.
Yeah, I didn't do the Great America thing, but I did run away for the weekend.
No, I couldn't run away. I had church. I had to play. I
Mm-mm.
had drums to play.
They
Yeah,
was
I had his prom on. Wait, is that right? His prom on Friday, my prom on Saturday, and Great America was on Sunday. You know, but I think for me, it was anything that got me away from the house and far away from the house. So
but I
I didn't
told you
even
that's the
do it.
way.
Like I don't like Great America because I don't like the rides. So it was like I'm just there with the crew, but
It's my
I don't
tea.
like I don't like the rides. What you say?
I lost my tea somewhere. Sorry, I'm looking around like where you go?
Oh,
No, but that was it for me. I didn't do that either. That wasn't the thing with us, I guess. But I did. Well, I went to prom and ended up going by myself. But my godfather took me because he works at the school, so we went. And I decided to run away from my boyfriend's house for the weekend. I'm like, if I'm gonna get in trouble anyway, I might as well get in trouble for something. I'm going to spend the weekend over there. Y'all can look for me for a couple of days. Y'all might not even miss me. It's okay.
a whole mess.
And
But
I
it
was
worked.
I
Child,
was proud of myself.
I
You
would
hear
have,
me?
I would have flipped my leg. I'm telling you right now, I would have flipped my leg.
Listen, let me tell you something. With all the secrets these people was holding from me, I think they was a little concerned that I had found out something. So when I came to the house, my mom was like, "Are you crazy?" No, I am not. Where were you? I was at Maine's. She was like, "All weekend?" Yes, I was. Mom said, "Oh gosh." First thing, what cracked me up? Tomorrow morning, you going to the doctor for what? I was like, "You didn't even ask me what we do." Mom's like, "Do I need to ask now?" Yeah, take me to the doctor. Okay, great. I'm just gonna go because we ain't finna sit here and go back and forth. When her
Boy,
husband came
don't
home,
leave it alone.
he looked at me in my face. I looked at him and I said, "What?" I mean, but Robert, my situation was a little different. This dude was beating on me every day anyway, so it to me it
Well,
didn't
yeah,
matter.
yeah, I understand.
I was like, "Carry forth. At least I'm getting whooped for something I did. I'll take the
That's
hit." Now, B
um,
on the other hand, I planned out his entire weekend. The parents got together and we was like, "Okay, what we gonna do with them? We gotta make sure they ain't just off and going places." So we was like, "Okay, it'd be real cool if we can just set up a weekend for them and they figure it out." So Friday they went to prom. Saturday they went to Great America, and one of the uncles actually came and picked all of the kids up from their destinations, their houses, and took them out, and then brought them all back at like what 1 o'clock in the morning after he took them to get something to eat and dropped them all off. And I was like, that was cool. Y'all had fun. It was like, yep. The next day was trying to remember all of what they did. They did. prom and food that night. They did Great American Food Saturday and Sunday. I think some of them went to church or they all went to somebody's house and they had a card game. Now that Saturday morning before they left after prom, I made everybody a buffet style breakfast. We made to order like eggs and stuff, and they came to the house and enjoyed food.
Lord.
Nope, nope. When my children go prom, look here, y'all coming back home. We got church Sunday morning. Ain't no Great America. We can take y'all to Great America next weekend on a Friday and a Saturday. And come back home for church. We going to church. I went to church after prom. Y'all going to church too. Y'all need to have some deliverance. Everybody on the altar that night.
Listen,
I don't care what you say.
this sound like he did something he wasn't supposed to do in prom.
Look, now, so on my prom night, because I took a friend of mine, only because she couldn't get out. She never, like, I felt bad for her because she could never get out the house. Her parents were like super strict, so I said, "Hey, just come to my prom. Come on." Like her daddy ain't like me at all. Her mama loved me, but her daddy couldn't stand me. So I ended up taking her to the prom. When I dropped her off, I went to another chick house
Huh.
Player,
because she was
player.
having a party. She was
Robert was
having a
like,
party,
I'm
so
out of
I
here.
went to the party. What? I ain't lying. And
Robert
then
was
at
like,
my
listen.
prom, we was drinking a little bit too.
Mm, see, like you got a bunch of 17 and 18, 19-year olds out here doing some stuff. No. And wait, Brandon's sister tried to tell him, Brandon, don't come in till 3 a.m. Oh, hold on. Did I hear that right? I came around that corner. He was like, no, but my mama want me back here at a certain time, and I'm gonna be back here. Prom is over at 10:30. He was like, so I'm gonna be in the house by midnight. That's my curfew. I'm like, her again. I just stayed outside. They weren't gonna keep telling me nothing. I said, you can keep telling them that and get them set up here. Be coming to stay with you.
Listen, look here. Her daddy was so bogus. He said, man, what time y'all prom over? I said, I'm 11. He said, oh, she needs to be back home by 11:15. I said, nigga, you crazy.
How you gonna get from How you gonna get from the prom unless it was up the street?
Right.
Man, look, she lived right there on the outskirts of West Foreman, right? In Calumet Park. The prom was all the way in Dyer, Indiana.
Oh wow. Yeah, our prom was in
Mm,
Mokina. Yeah, I think it
mm-mm.
was in
See,
Mokina.
Manly wasn't playing that. We had a prom right up in downtown Chicago. Maybe
That was my
y'all
prom.
will stay local.
Prom. I can't even remember where his prom was at. That's sad.
I mean, I had fun and all. It was like I'm good, but my whole thing was you ain't gonna tell me what to do. It's my prom weekend. I've been stuck in the house most of my senior year. Be angry, have fun. When he came in and tapped me and said, "Hey, guess who made it in the house at 11:59?" Really? So you was cutting it close. He said, "No." I was like, "Okay, Ashley going home." He made Yeah, she at home. We made sure we dropped her off first. I walked to her door, and then I got back in the car, and I'm like, okay. He said her dad was like at the door, like, come on in here.
You know,
Ain't no
y'all know
kidding.
what? Let me let me tell y'all something. You know, my school. I remember this. My school had to tell us, hey, they set the whole senior class down. They was like, hey, listen, y'all probably in Indiana, okay? All y'all gonna probably have Illinois plates on your cars, okay? Don't get pulled over in Indiana.
Right.
You can't talk to. They literally had to pimp talk us so we won't get pulled over. But make sure we don't do nothing crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad we ain't had nothing in no Indiana.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I think his prom was downtown. Mine was in Mokina, but I had a curfew for. Did I have a curfew for either prom? I don't even remember. I know my prom we stayed over my friend's house, after getting permission and still got home the next day and got in trouble like I didn't get permission. I was like, that was a setup. I did. I got permission literally days before. My mama talked to me and my friend. It was like four of us. Talked to her mama. Now this ain't somebody that she didn't know. She always hung out over to our house, and I always hung out at her house. Like we know each other. This is all high school, and she gave the okay. And the thing is,
Well, y'all,
it was
thank y'all
they
so much
told
for
me when I
joining
got
us
there, they
on
said call your mama
f2gradio.net.
again.
Today was a real
You know
casual
how she
talk.
is.
And
Call your
because
mama and
I
just
had
make
Kelly Will
sure
take over today,
it's
they
okay.
shifted a little bit, but that's
And
okay. It was a great
I
day, and
know
it's good to have a
that you
talk with
for
them.
the
So we're
longest,
still
but
live right here on
know,
Clubhouse and
for
going
the
for it strong. If you want to join us, you can go on Clubhouse at f2g.network and join us there. Remember that you can listen to us live on f2g.radio and then on f2g. I'm sorry, on Faith to the God Network on YouTube every morning while we are on. Thank y'all for joining us. Have a great evening.
I was like, okay, well, I still have fun. I still enjoy prom.
She said, you said, I got on crazy. That's the first thought that came in your mind?
Yeah, yeah. Because I
Be
knew
sure, y'all,
she
to
was
join us
snapping
on
for no reason. She
patreon.com
kept saying
forward slash
I didn't
F,
do. So
the
I
number
knew it was
two,
for no
the letter
reason.
G. That's
But I had literally
patreon.com
just me
forward
and
slash
my boyfriend at the
F2G.
time, we had got an
Thank
all
you and
cream
have a good
outfit.
evening.
And it was cream with the burgundy and black going across the jacket. And I had just put on all this cream, and now I'm trying to make sure I don't get no blood on my cream outfit, because you know that's not the easiest to get out, and I'm not changing. So yeah, that was the first thing I thought about. I fixed my hair, cleaned my face up, put my little